Hi everyone, thanks for joining us for today's lunch talks and welcomes to Beyond Insight 16th anniversary lunch talk. My name is Janice. I'll be your host for today's sessions. So before we get started, I would love to see every one of you all turn more of your camera so I can see your face and I'm not so lonely here with today's our coach Hongze. So I hope more of you can turn on your camera. So to let you all know, today's our fourth lunch talk session. So how many of you all have joined the previous three sessions by Kevin's, Billy's, and Angeline's? Type a me in the chat. That's great. I see from Joey, yeah, Kian Wei. Thank you so much for joining. So for today, these sessions we invited Hongze. So he will be sharing his inspiring stories about his trading journey. So just to give you some context, he's actually a very caring person. If those of you have spoke to him during the workshops, maybe through online, he's really a caring person. So you will know when you talk to him. And just to let you know, he's also an ex-software manager, and now he's actually a full-time trader and investor. So I'm not sure how many of you all seen Hongze in the workshop. Type a me in the chat. Oh, no one? Yes, now coming already. All right. So, okay, to recap some of you that who might have already attended the previous three sessions, and for those who is first time joining us today, the theme of this year's is actually 16 years of enrichment, like what Darren shared in the video earlier. So we invited amazing coaches, and today's is Hongze here. They will be sharing their experiences and how it enriched their life in a very meaningful way. So let's without further ado, let's welcome Hongze. So, Hongze, are you there?
Yes, hi, Janice.
Yes. Hi, Hongze. Can you share a bit more about yourself? So, some students might never heard about your stories before.
Okay. Thanks, Janice and Beyond Insight for inviting me for this lunch talk. And hello, everyone. So actually, a bit of my background, I've been working in Intel for over 20 plus years, lah, right? Mainly managing a sizable software developers that is focused in the factory automation area, lah. So actually, at one point, Kathleen was my boss due to some global organization. She was my boss for a while, but after that, she decided to quit Intel and go into her trading journey, right? So as for myself, after working in the Intel, which is a very intense and pressure environment, I actually got very tired and kind of a bit burnt out from my work. So during that time, there was so happened BSP offer. So I actually try out my luck and well, I got it right. So lucky.
I see how you actually like get into the investing and trading journey.
Okay, this part actually I have not really shared a lot about my trading journey lah. So it's kind of a bit of well-guarded trade secrets uh, for myself. So this one I'm going to share out more of it lah. So after like getting the VSP, this is where my trading journey and also with the Beyond Insight get started lah, right? So after I quit my job, actually only I start thinking what was my next move, right? So earlier I never even think of I'll quit Intel, right? So I never think of what was my even next move, right? So a lot of this, as I think through, do I want to get back to another senior management job, which have to deal with all these politics and a lot also on the people performance review, all these things, or take out something different, right? So as during that time, the VSP actually give me quite a bit of lump sum of money. So initially, I wasn't immediately very worried about my uh, living expenses, able to live. I think I will be able to live for the next 1, 2 years without doing any work, lah, right? So actually, I actually have a strong interest in stock investment and trading lah, since I was young. So so that is a time that maybe I was thinking maybe I should look into building up my trading and investment skills lah. So and also a lot is influenced by my parents because my parents actually invest in stock market, definitely Malaysia stock market. The only drawback is that I don't think they have any investment strategy, more like based on news and based on what the remisier advise them, right? Then they just do it. But across time, they still actually build up quite some wealth on the uh, stock investment, right? So at that time, I start thinking that or looking at all these trading educations. Then I remember that Kathleen actually was running a educations business. So that is where I seriously look at the Beyond Insight offer, and guess what? I actually signed up the whole professional package with Beyond Insight. And actually, because that time I'm so free that actually within a year, I actually completed all the Beyond Insight courses from investment, swing trade, trend trade, all the way to intraday options and even NTB. Quite a long list of courses, and I actually complete it almost like less than a year time. So there's a lot.
Wow, that's a really long list of courses you attend in a very short period of time. So I believe since you completed it in a short period of time, what were the most significant challenge you faced along in your trading journey?
Yeah, thanks for the question. So actually taking all these courses within a year is really overwhelming for me because before that, I have no knowledge or any idea about uh, trading or investment. Yeah, I mean, I have a remisier that helped me to buy uh, Malaysia stock lah. Other than that, I have no strategy or anything to do that, right? So actually, to learn out all this is really something very new for me. And I think one of the major example actually was like the option class. When I attend the option class, what I can say is the first time I attend, I'm totally lost. It almost lost beyond I don't know what I'm doing at all because during that time, I'm really sweating when it comes to options exercise because I have no idea how to calculate premium based on all these option premium and time and also the delta, right? I'm totally clueless, right? That time I like feel so lost about this. So actually that time the big difference compared last time when I attend courses and now is that that time all the knowledge was downloaded to us during the workshop. There is no video to go back to watch. Not like now, if you attend, you don't understand, you can watch and even pause and digest, then you can continue watching, right? But for that time, it's just almost like direct download. There's no time to say, hey, presenter, can you hold on? Give me 5 minutes to digest, right? So that is a big difference. So for options, first time I attend, total loss. So actually I went back to attend options another 2 times before I really get to know the whole options, how it works and how to really utilize options to do the trades. Then as Janice was asking, there are other like trading challenges that I faced definitely, right? So one of it actually like if some of you attended MTB, you know that the six human needs, right? So in terms of six human needs, my certainty needs is off the scale. That means I need to be certain of things before I really take action, and the rest of the five needs is a lot lower. So actually, as you can see, the certainty needs uh, impacted my ability to take on trades because I always think, what if I'm wrong, right? So it took me a while before even I started to take any trade. Then the other one will be like needs to be right, right? I think a lot of you know like all these things about need to be right, right? So as you can guess right? What is the impact of needs to be right to a lot of the traders, which I think Kevin Ho, if you attend Kevin Ho session before, he also have that similar challenges, right? So the other one will be the ability to follow process. So I'll talk more about that later, about following process. Then initially overwhelmed in all this, so it took me some time to digest all the knowledge that I've learned.
I see that's a great sharings by you, and you so openly talk about it. And you said last time is almost a trade secret for you, and you never share it with anyone else. So I'm very interested in your options, right? So you say like initially you're total loss, and you come back refresh, and you persist through. Actually, what's make you decided like no, I must get back to option. I won't give up it because a lot of people feel like at the beginning this is too tough for me. I would just give up. I just focus maybe intraday, maybe swing and trend trading or investment. So what makes you actually decide, no, I must do this, I must do options. So what makes you get back there?
Okay, I think, well, I'm very lost about how to use options, but from the whole workshops, I actually can sense that options is very powerful trading tools, right? Like it give me the leverage, the protection, knowing how much risk I actually will face, and also it's a lot lower cost because if you short-term option trade is maybe cost you about 10% less to take on the trade, right? Or longer term, if you buy the 1 year leaps and all these things, it will cost maybe 20% or less. So overall, it's still comparatively cheaper cost if compared to stock or even CFD lah. So, and especially I see the other benefit is that once you get the options right, the return on your option trade is like can be 2x, 3x. Like recently, I actually have a 3x or more of return on some of my trades. So actually overall, I'm very happy that I persist through my this learning and mastery of options. But noted, right? I'm still not the master of options yet. So although I know how to trade some of these options thing, there's still a lot more that I can learn, especially from Kathleen, that she has a lot advanced option trading technique that she's starting to share with us.
I see. I see. Like Kathleen always say, option is a very powerful instrument. Once you master it, right, then that's what you mentioned. You will see the 2x, 3x times more of profits that you can get from there. That's why it's never say a no to options. Don't because at the beginning it's challenging, so you give up. So I think what you shared today is really inspiring. And just to let you all know, students, actually Hongze now ended up as our one of our option coach. So what an amazing journey, right? From someone who is total loss, keep persist through, come back for a refresh, and now he's one of the option coach who's supporting you in the workshop. So don't give up when you are beginning with option. I would say, who knows, you might be the one also like Hongze, come to us and become our option coach in the future. So if you remember, one of the four things that we have keep mentioning in our even our past sharing the grids, growth, resilience, insights, and transformation. I already can listen. There's already have the four core things in your option story. So the growth you've been through the options, how you persist through your be resilient, and the insights you just get from there, and you really transform. And that's why now you are one of our option coach. That's an amazing story from you, Hongze. So
Thank you.
okay, one thing in the growth part that we want to ask you is like you have a list of trading challenges that you mentioned just now, like you always need to be right, abilities to follow process, and then overwhelmings at the beginning. So what aspect of yourself did you find that you have grown and developed in order to overcome these challenges?
Okay, thanks. Actually, overall, a lot of these challenges, I'll say I'll lump it under process, which like the key challenge for me is actually to follow the process. So a lot of time, if you step back after you learn and understand the BI strategy, investment, swing and trend trade, it wasn't exactly that complex, right? With the right process that you have like now, I think all the new student, you have a one-pager process map for each of the trading strategy or each of the workshop, right? So it's a lot easier. You just almost like print out that process map, stick on the wall, and if in doubt, you just review it and just follow it. So it's a lot easier, right? But during my time in about 2016, that time, it's just workshops, then there's no such thing as process map, right? So a lot of times I have to work out this process map myself based on my notes and also my workshop manual, lah, right? So the key challenges is how to work out that process model or process map for myself and to really follow through, lah, right?
I see. So, like during your time, there is no process map, right? So how you manage to follow through while you don't have the process map at your time?
Okay, when it comes to process maps or follow the process, like I mentioned before, right? Intel has a very strong process, so it's almost theoretically like should have built into our DNA. So, well, I'll say that the fairy tale story is that I followed the process and become a very successful trader, right? And I live happily ever after, lah. So, well, Janice, that is my sharing. Thank you. Okay, joking apart, let's back to the my trading journey. During that time, I actually have to summarize what I've learned and all my notes into my own trading process, right? And I think that time I added a lot of like so-called soya sauce, oyster sauce to address some of the my personal needs, right? That need to be right and all this. So I give a lot of rules to allow myself, well, to break the rule, right? Or whatever BI teach me or told me lah. So actually the reality on my trading journey is kind of a bit cruel and challenging to say the least, right? So a lot of time I think during you attend a lot of course, coaches or Kathleen or any presenter always tell never or do not move your stop loss. Do not take out your stop loss and do not average now, right? And guess what? I tested and did all this during my early trading journey, right? Like moving stop loss, well, because I don't want to be wrong, right? So when the stock price come down to chase my stop loss, I keep moving down, right? Some of you will relate to that, but hopefully now we emphasize a lot, you don't do the similar mistake like I do, or maybe some of the coaches will experience that as well. So as it changed my stop loss move many times, then I think to myself, why bother moving? Might as well take out the stop loss, right? Then I can laugh to the stock market, say, ha, there's no price, my stop loss price that you can chase, right? So that time also was kind of like telling myself or fooling myself that as long as I don't exit, I'm not wrong, right? Which I think in MTB, that is where we try to get you to correct some of this thinking, right? So with some of these bad habit or actions that I built up, that actually caused me to face quite a bit of losses. So during that time, I think a lot of this investment, bad entry investment, I actually incurred more than 20% of my NLV losses. But uh, during that time, my capital was quite significant due to I actually sold my Intel stock and convert that into my investment and trading uh, capital, right? So that time I actually have quite a sizable capital to do my trading and investment. So when a few of these trade really go all the way down that time, I actually incur quite a bit of losses, right? So during that time, a my wife sometimes will come and ask my late wife, right? Will come and ask me how I was doing with my trading or investment. So as a guy, right, I will tell him, her that well, okay lah, still doing okay, making a little bit, but not very good yet. So a lot of those losses, I just swap it under the carpet, uh, not even telling her lah. So that time I think, as my wife, I think she kind of sensed that I'm not telling her the truth lah, right? But the good thing is she never really burst my bubble lah.
I see. I think it's common, like human nature, right? We want to look good, and especially to our loved one, right? And we want to show them, we are doing okay, or at least we are successful in what we are doing, right? So I'm curious, like, how do you actually manage to get out from these like vicious cycles and turn things around since you are making a sizable losses at that time?
Okay, I think the major turning point for me at that time is my late wife was, I think, 1 year plus into her cancer treatment, right? We kind of can see that the chemo treatment and also all these additional alternate treatment that she's taking on is going to cost us quite a sizable of our money, right? And that time, because she was going through the cancer uh, treatment journey, in between, she actually has to quit her job, right? Because the company was saying that she used up all the company medical insurance and she was not able to carry out her work. So it is better she quit the job, no? Right? And that is where we start to see, hey, both of us now don't have a active income. And with all these chemotherapy costs and also living expenses, and also we need to prepare for our daughter educations. So that is going to be a lot and going to be very challenging, right? If I don't start to work out some kind of active income on that lah. So that is the part that trigger me to really step back and relook at how I want to treat trading or take on trading and be more serious about it lah. I cannot keep letting me doing all these funny things that cause a lot of these losses lah, right? So during that time, I think I start to look at going through what I have been doing and why I have been doing what I'm doing, right? So that is where it hit me on, say, I thought I followed the process, but then I realized in Intel, I actually know how to manage the process or maneuver through the process. So it's quite different, right? You find a way to manage or maneuver through the process and get the whatever you need to go through a process to approve. But in trading, the idea or the rule is almost like strictly follow a process. There is no but, no if, and no special arrangement. Once you start to do all these funny things, most likely that is going to impact your actual trading outcome. And during that time, that is where I start to uh, plan out and actually, like in Intel term, we say back to basic, right? So at that time, I start to rework on my whole trading process again, really look through what did I teach me versus what I've been doing on, or actually rework on the whole thing, right? So at that time, also that whatever all the loss position, all the major loss position, I decide to close it lah. Then those position that I still holding and in profit, I put back the stop loss to make sure it protect my entry or even my profit lah. So actually, when I actually close all my losses, I can actually feel like I actually let go of something which has been waiting on me for a long time. It's just like you decide to let go of a rock that you have been carrying through for months or even years, right? Then you suddenly feel like relief and you are onto something new, right? So with that positive turning point, actually my whole in NPV is actually start to see that from downtrend is gradually recovered all my losses, and even across this year I can see that my MPV is actually on a very good consistent uptrend. Definitely there's a bit of up and down because of well, all these markets sometimes it will pull back, right? So that's why a lot of these things I would say trading strategy actually make up about 10% of our trading success, and the other 90% is actually coming from our psychology, include how we manage, do money management, right? So a lot of these of our trading decision was actually affected by our psychology, like need to be right and all this. That is why it causes us to do some of these do you call it funny things, or some of these things that you know is wrong, but you still do it, right? Because that is almost like become the fundamental how you do things, right? So a lot of times we do things is whether you aware or not, or a lot of times the worst one is you just naturally do it because you thought that is the right thing to do. Although in trading, that is a no-no, right? Like average down, taking out stop loss, and turn your trading into an investment, so you don't get excited and like feel like you cheated yourself that, hey, I'm still right, as long as I hold on the positions. So that's why if you go through the whole BI courses, a lot of time actually Kathleen put a lot of emphasis on MTB or psychologies, right? So a lot of times to hope that we can lead you through your self-discovery on your psychology, so that you can discover what you are doing, whether it's right or wrong, or how it impact your trading decisions.
I would say that that's absolute great sharing where, definitely all investor or traders, they're facing this. Maybe they're here in the chat, but they don't type here. I saw a few of them, they said they admitted that. So at least like what Jose said, you have something wrong, but where can we get helps, right? So come for MTB. Like Jose had his turning point, like know all the good habits that he can build through MTBs. Yeah, so I would say it's a very important course that all investor and traders should go through. So, and one of the books that we read, is called Atomic Habits, right? It takes 21 days to create a habit, 90 days to create a lifestyle. So they call it the 21s to 90s rules. So it takes time. Even MTB will help you, like guide you through. But most importantly is you need to really like do it every day. Then you will see the result. As like what Jose shared, he didn't change in one day. He slowly have the realization and have the strong whys, and that he actually managed to get out from those challenges that he shared just now. So I think there's a few more questions to go. So like on your journey, Jose, there's definitely up and down. How did you stay resilient throughout these challenges?
Well, I'll say I think if you have some trading partner or trading group, that really help, because I think a lot of time trading is kind of a lonely journey, right? But if you have partners that you can discuss and fall back to, that really help. And the other thing is, during my trading journey, I was very lucky or honored to be invited into the BI family to help some of these workshops. So I actually started as a student leader, then slowly grow to become a coach. So, well, this wasn't part of my career plan. So kind of like just happened that way, right? As I help and journey into this whole trading, and also supported all the BI workshop and activities, right? So it is actually good that I actually was with like-minded traders, and in the traders community, that I think looking at a lot of these successful trader within BI, actually also inspired me to keep going. Then also I think the other part will be having a strong why, right? So that part actually also, as long as you have a clear goal, then you will know where you are going towards. So and that will actually drive you and guide you to the right path.
I would say great insights that you shared. So, how has what you perceive like in tradings? Uh, Next questions. Okay, like you have like traded for many years, right? What are the areas that you keep on focusing on?
Keep on focusing on. That is the insight, right?
That's the transformations.
Okay, okay, transformations. I think one of the key one I'll say will be actually I'm a strong believer of everyone must invest now or trade lah. So it depends on which one more resonate to you, right? So a lot of this knowledge I gain throughout the BI courses, I can actually apply a lot of this to my investment, be it in Malaysia or in US stocks lah. So actually, I make use of a lot of this knowledge I gained from all these BI course, and actually I filter through my KL stock and even my parents' KL portfolios, right, to decide what are the good stock that should keep on, what are those uh, stagnant stock or not so good stock that I can let go lah, or we should let go lah, right? So for US, then more so Malaysia stock, I think to clarify for Malaysia, I more focus on dividend stock, while for US, I think I always go for the strong fundamental growth stock to trade or even invest lah, right? So in a way, if you look at it, I actually built up quite a sizable dividend income through Malaysia's dividend stocks, right? So, and that actually helped fulfill quite a significant part of my daily expenses. But if you look at it, actually, even in US, either you trade or you invest, if you can generate about 20% return per year, which is quite achievable for trading the US stocks, right? Directly, that 20% per year, if you bring that back, you actually can more or less sustain your daily expenses already. But I won't go into too detail how big is that amount, because I think each of us has a different needs on how much you need to expense every month. But if you do some calculation, you actually can see that if you build up certain size of capital and you can make even 20%, most likely with a lot of trading style and more experience, you can definitely get a lot more than that, right? So you can actually almost achieve certain financial freedom, right? So actually, with a stable alternate income to sustain my daily life, this is kind of so-called that give me a feeling that I already start to achieve my financial freedom. Then it's kind of giving me or any of us a choice that you work because you like to work, right? And not because you have to work. Not sure you guys can get the difference or not, right?
You want to be your own boss.
Yeah, yeah. You have to want your own, and like you work because you are interested in what you are doing, and not because you're forced to work to earn that monthly salary, right?
Yeah, basically, investing and trading is a business, right? So it's also an entrepreneur. So you manage yourself, you manage your finances. Basically, investing and trading is not a hobby, but it's a business. So if you take this business serious enough, right, you will see the profit comes later. So all businesses started, right? It doesn't get like you see the profit like in 1 year, 2 years. It takes time for your business to grow, right? So same like investing and trade, you have to give yourself time to learn and then to on your skill, sharpen it, and you will see the result. So it's not a magic in 1 year, but it's a skill that you can do. And like what Hong said, now he has a financial freedom, he has his time already. So before we wrap up for today's sessions, if there's one thing or more things that you want the students to take away from their stories today and apply it like in their tradings or maybe their personal life, what would you be? Just now I saw an interesting comment about the options, but I think you inspire them. So
Okay.
what would you
Good,
like
good
them
to
to
good
hear
to
from your
hear that.
story?
Okay, so I think if any last point I would say is relate to resilience, right? Or more or less, I would say is stay persistent on your trading journey and keep going, right? Because as you can see, anything we do, a new job or anything new that you learn, actually will take some time, right? Like after you graduate, you go into a job, how long it will take you to be good at it? Easily 3 years or even 5 years, right? So same with the trading, right? See it as a journey that you build uh, for as a life skills, right? So this one, it will how to say come along with you across time, right? That anytime you want to trade, you have that right skill to trade. So it like never expired, right? So a the other part is focus on the journey and the process and not keep focusing on the money, right? Because initially, I think most likely if you put too much focus on money, most likely the first year you're going to get a bit of very disappointed because initially when you go through, there's definitely you are not so good at trading or investment. You might get quite a few trades wrong and you'll get very disappointed. Say, hey, like, hey, I'm not making money or even make some losses, right? Then like you feel trading or investment is not for you, like you want to give up already. So look at this as a journey of 3 years or more, and also give yourself a realistic goal and timeline, right? And the other part is also because this whole thing take time, right? So give yourself time to learn and be good at it. And the other part is also be realistic on your win-lose rate and the return on investment, right? That we a lot of time I think we call the reality of trading, right? So be able to accept the reality of trading that you cannot win 100% of the time. And with 50% win rate, as we learn in the probability game in MTB, that you already can make a lot of money with even 50% win rate, right? So once you are able to build out a consistent trade or investment and master all these BI strategies and process, I'm very sure that the money will come. So focus on building up and master the process, then the be success in your journey, and the money will definitely come. Janice, I think that's all I want to share today. Sorry, it took a bit longer than planned.
No problem. Thank you for so much being part of today's sessions, Jose. So I hope that what you've shared and like the last takeaway, make sure everyone really embrace it and reflect on what's uh on your own journey. Is there any part that you think that, oh, I also have this type of experience? I might need to rethink my decisions. Like just now, one of the students, I think it's Linda, share like originally she doesn't want to go for options because she thinks not ready. But now she think like after from Hongzhen's story, she's coming to the coming options November class. I think it's very inspiring stories from Hongzhen. So it's like you didn't get it at one time, don't get frets out. Come back and refresh next time. Hongzhen also refresh few times. And like I say, is don't get intimidated at the beginning. If you persist to, you will know the good part of the options. So thank you so much for today. But before we wrap up for today's sessions, so we will be have some few announcements. So the next sessions is actually on this coming Thursday, which is with our coach Mike. Yeah, so can I have the screens? Yeah, so Mike will be on this coming Thursday. So mark your calendar on 12:30 to p.m., which is the same timing right now. So tell your friends to join the sessions so you will get inspired by Mike as well. So before we end the sessions, we will wrap up the sessions with very fun activities, a live draw session. So we will have 3 names being picked up from those who attended today's sessions. And they will be walk away with a few prizes. So let's have a draw first. The prizes. Oh, it's Jumei. Is it Jumei's the previous winner? Okay, we'll pick this first. So we will move on for the, all right, I saw you, Jumei. All right, we'll move on for the next gift. Yep, we have a 500 voucher. All right, so we have Ju Kian. So is Ju Kian here? Yep, I saw Ju. So we will have a last gift, which is the 300 ringgit watch. So let's see who is the winner. Han WL. So Pan Chan, WL, can we have your name? Maybe you can type, like you can private message us after the session because not too sure what is your full name for here. Congratulations. So before we wrap up, we have one final announcement. Just hold on. Yeah, so this is the winner for just now. So we have one more, which is about the in order for this running campaigns. So we actually have final lucky draws for iPhone 16 coming up. So it will be starting from 3rd October to 3rd December, where any students who enrolls for a Master Trader Boot Camps or any macro or industry insights, they will have a chance to bring home another lucky draws gift, which is an iPhone 16. So it will be the draw on 28th November. So if you are thinking about MTB or any of the macro insight, industry insight courses, do enroll within this period. So you have a high chance to have participate in this and win an iPhone 16. So if you have any questions, feel free to talk with us. And thank you so much and see you at the next sessions for Mike. All right. Thank you. Have a great lunch. Bye-bye.